All right. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Morgan International and MNP team, I would like to thank you for attending our webinar, where we will walk you through the importance of the US CPA designation and how it directly impacts your career path growth. Basically, my part won't be long, I hope. I'll brief you about Morgan International, and then we will go through some details of the US CPA designation. And afterwards, MNP team of experts will take the lead and will help you discovering recruitment and internship opportunities. Meanwhile, we appreciate if you keep your microphones muted during the presentations to avoid any echoes. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A chat box, as we will be answering them as we go. And at the end of the webinar as well, we will have an audio Q&A session. But before I start, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Anis Yazbek, and we have as well Mrs. Sylvie Lavoie from Morgan International. Sylvie and I are currently taking care of the Canadian market at Morgan International. So Morgan International was founded in 1995, which is almost 30 years ago in Lebanon. And from that location, through the professionalism and dedication, Morgan grew organically, and we are currently present in more than 25 locations worldwide, including Europe, India, the Middle East, and in Canada as well. We are established since 2009. We do have more than 350 certified faculty instructors who are experts in the education field. Our portfolio consists of more than 150,000 candidates and alumni, and more than 500 organizations that we dealt with across the past 30 years, be it banks, government entities, and universities. And we are the partners of the leading international course providers. Now, what we do as per our mission statement, we offer life and career-changing solutions for professionals and businesses seeking success. In simple words, we prepare the business professionals to earn prestigious and recognized business certifications. Why we do it? We do it simply because we believe that continuing education is the X factor in the success and is a door opener to enhance your career. We do that as well by offering a wide variety of certifications that are not only limited to accounting and finance, but we also provide certifications related to HR, to supply chain management and digital marketing, which are delivered through multiple study formats, be it workshops, live online, live classes, or in-house trainings. As I mentioned above, one of the main strengths that Morgan has is the relation that we have with the leading international course providers. And here it's worth mentioning that we are the sole representatives of Becker Professional Education and an authorized partner of BBP, DMI, Schweizer, PRC, and SHUR. If you want to describe our corporate network, we can easily and proudly say that it's huge. In Canada specifically, we can speak about CIBC Mellon, RBC, Scotiabank, MNP, almost all of the universities and colleges, the Big Four and the Big 20, and many other companies and SMEs, be it local or multinationals. Throughout our journey, we earned so many international awards that gave us a good reputation and placed us among the most professional continuing education providers. Now, how to become a US CPA? Before answering that question, it's important to highlight why it is important to become a US CPA certified. The US CPA is one of the most prestigious and respectful certification in the accounting field. It has a global recognition in most of the biggest economies, including Canada. In fact, there's an increased demand for the US CPA in Canada due to the fact that many companies are either US owned, or they do business with the US, or they apply the US GAAP. And as well, within the big accounting firms, some positions are strictly offered to US CPA holders. It's an economical designation compared to the other ones. It can be completed within like 12 to 18 months, and the exam is on demand. So you can write the exam anytime during the year. Accordingly, it comes without saying that a US CPA holder earn much more than a non-certified employee. Now, to get certified, you should comply with three things. One, meet the educational eligibility requirements, which varies from a state board to another, but all of them basically requires a minimum of a bachelor degree with 120 credits. Two, you should pass the four exams. Three, have a work experience of 1 to 3 years under the supervision of a certified US CPA. And then you will become a member of the AICPA, the largest accounting body in the world, and your certification will be recognized globally, and you can utilize it globally, of course, including Canada. The CPA curriculum consists of 4 parts or 4 exams. 3 of them are mandatory parts, which are called the core parts, where we talk about the financial part, the audit part, and the regulation part. And the fourth part is an advanced discipline that you need to choose among 3 available options, which are the tax compliance and planning, or the business analysis and reporting, or the information systems and controls. The choice that needs to be done from your side when it comes to the discipline is based on your expertise and on your career path. The exams are done in Canada in Prometric centers, so there is no need for you to travel to the US. The exam consists of MCQs and case studies, and you should score 75 over 100 and more to pass. After passing your first exam, you have 18 months to complete the remaining 3 parts. But currently, there's a voting that is ongoing to increase this period from 18 to 30 months, which will allow you a better flexibility and more time to practice and to prepare for your exam. Now, as a first step, we provide you with a free pre-evaluation of your transcript to help you shortlisting the state boards you qualify to. Then you apply for the official evaluation through NASBA. And once you get the results, usually it takes around 6 to 8 weeks, you can apply for something that is called the NTS, or the Notice to Schedule, which is a document that allows you to book and sit for the exam in the coming 6 months from the date of the NTS issuance. In case you don't meet the educational requirements due to shortage in credits, you shouldn't worry at all. We have a solution for that. Morgan has partnered with California State University on a program that allows you to accumulate the needed missing credits by selecting one or more course from the available offering that we have. Of course, we'll not go into the details of those programs right now, just to save on time, but definitely at a later stage we can discuss furtherly, and we can give you more information and more details about the programs. Now, how Morgan can help you preparing for your US CPA exams. We can simply say that our team is here, our professionals are here as well to help you in every step of the way. And we have put in place multiple study packages that contain everything you need to effectively prepare for the exams. And of course, we've done that in collaboration with Becker Professional Education, for whom, as I have mentioned earlier, Morgan is the sole representatives in Canada and in many other locations. Now, the question is, why Becker? They are the top ranked publishers for the US CPA materials. They are in the business for more than 60 years. They have more than 1 million candidates who prepared with their materials to prepare for their exams. And there are more than 2,900 accounting firms who dealt with Becker. The Becker Online Access is one of the most advanced in the industry as it has like a study planner to help you plan your studies, a lot of videos to coach and explain the concepts, a lot of MCQs and mock exams, and a final review program that includes additional sets of MCQs and additional sets of case studies, enabling you to practice and to get yourself more and more ready for the exam. And most importantly, the personalized learning or the adapt to you technology that Becker platform has, where the system assesses your own performance through an algorithm that takes into consideration how many hours you're studying, how fast you are in answering the questions, how many correct or wrong answer you're providing, and many other criteria. It takes them into consideration until you get a badge that we call the exam day ready, where our statistics shows that 94% of the candidates who earned that badge, they passed the exams from their first attempt. So if you decide to register for the self-study program, you will get the benefit of having all what I have mentioned earlier and all what is displayed now on the screen. But if you decide to go for Morgan Live online packages, over and above what I have mentioned earlier, you will have the opportunity to attend our live online classes that consists of around 45 sessions. Each session is for 3 hours, and those sessions are delivered by our professional and experienced and US CPA certified instructors who are university professors with more than 15 years of experience. All of them are very well versed in the exams. They are trained and continuously reviewed to provide you with the best classroom experience. Now, before wrapping up, I want to tell you that it's true that the US CPA journey is not easy. It requires dedication, discipline, and seriousness. But trust me, it is worth it because it's a door opener to get your dream job. So don't give up, keep on trying because if you prepare well, you can do it. Create a realistic study plan, set goals, and stick to them. Practice as much as possible, anytime, anywhere, and joining a study group or finding a study partner is recommended to maintain a high level of motivation. And attending our classes is one of those places where you can find the motivation. And the final tip that I can give to you is feel free to reach us out anytime. We are here to help you and to support you to make success out of your US CPA journey. So that's a wrap for me. I would like to thank you again, and I will leave the floor to the MNP team of experts, and we shall remain available to answer all of your questions shortly. Thank you.
Thank you. I think you have to stop sharing your screen so that I can share mine. Perfect. All right, can everyone see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. I'm excited to give you some insight into MNP and who we are as a firm. So without further ado, let's jump into the agenda. All right, so we will start off with a few introductions from our campus team in the East and also in Quebec. And I will then go over some MNP facts and figures and also our service lines and some of our values. You will then get to hear a little bit about our recruitment process and some of the current opportunities that we have available within US corporate tax and cross-border individual tax. We'll also have some time at the end for Q&A and networking with some of our reps that we have on the call today. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, we can answer them in that portion. So by way of introduction, my name is Erin Barrow, and I am the senior recruiter on the campus team here at MNP. I work out of the Toronto office with these lovely ladies that you see here on the screen, and I've been with MNP for almost 3 years now. McKenna is also a recruiter on our team. However, she helps recruit for all the regions outside of the GTA, and she has been with the firm for about 2 years now. Some of you may also be familiar with Julia, who is our senior manager and supports campus from a high level and strategic standpoint. And Julia has been with the firm for 5 years. And then we also have Nanziba on our team, who works very closely with McKenna and I and helps us coordinate events and schedule coffee chats. And Nanziba has been here for exactly 1 year today. It's actually her work anniversary. So I will now pass it over to Mira to introduce the Quebec campus team.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mira. Alongside with Olivia, we are the recruiters for the Montreal region, which covers Montreal, Laval, and Longueuil. We also have on our team Camille and Hubert. Camille covers the Quebec Central and Quebec South region, while Hubert covers Quebec and Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean.
Great, thanks, Mira. So on this slide here, you will see a few facts and figures about MNP. If you're familiar with us, you would probably know that we specialize in accounting, tax, and business consulting services across Canada. We were founded in 1958 in Brandon, Manitoba. Our head office is now situated in Calgary, Alberta, and our firm is represented by the initials MNP, which derives from the 3 founders, which are Myers, Norris, and Penny. With 128 offices, we have over 8,000 team members, including over 1,000 partners, and our firm is always growing, and so I would assume that even these stats are a little bit outdated. So this is just to give you a quick overview at a national scope of where our offices are located. Like I said in the previous slide, we have 128 offices, and you can see that they span across various regions and provinces as well. All right, so these are all of the services that MNP offers to clients. So starting off strong with assurance and accounting, I would say that this is really the bread and butter of MNP. We've delivered audits for businesses of all sizes, from small independent businesses to large multinational corporations. You'll also notice that a majority of our roles, specifically for campus, are targeted towards audit and assurance opportunities. I won't go through and read each and every single service line, but I will tell you that our team mainly recruits for audit and assurance roles, for tax, and although not as often, we also have consulting and corporate finance campus roles as well. If you want to learn more information about our service lines, our website is a great resource and has little blurbs about each service line and how MNP serves its clients. On this slide, you will see a list of all of our values, and I'm going to ask our reps, Alexander, Subi, and Chamanthi, to unmute themselves and tell us which value resonates with them and why.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Erin. So, you know, one way to show this is when you change jobs, you change companies, you get to see the values that resonates a lot, because like when I had a previous company, it's different values. When I came over to MNP, well, definitely integrity is important. That one, I saw it a lot. You know, there's not a lot of shady stuff going on, and it's not like super stressful. People do have fun. They have balanced lifestyles. It's they don't treat everything like the end of the world. They're professional. They do their best. Good quality work, and everyone wants to bring you up. No one wants to bring you down. So it's a really good culture firm. You know, especially like, I don't know, Subi, you can chime in, and Shamanthi, but everyone is really nice to each other, and that's really a great thing. And I can't overstate that. when you're in a company where it's stressful, you know, you don't know if the people you're working for are your friends or enemies, like it really, you know, it takes a toll on you. So coming to MNP, it's a really good firm.
The value that resonates the most with me is we're one firm, one pot, one team. I think the beauty of MNP is really that you get to work with not only your team, but many teams locally as well as at a national scale. So I could say that I've really gotten to meet a lot of interesting people that are all over Canada. I think that's like a really great opportunity, and you don't feel that things are so rigid. You really feel like everyone, including all the partners, are very approachable. They're really so soft and so warm and so welcoming. I think that it shows a strong culture at the firm, and it's very diversified and inclusive.
And it's wild because we're not a big four firm, but you know, we are a national firm. We have all the resources of a big four firm, but it has a small firm culture. Like everyone's approachable.
You don't feel a divide with like a senior manager, a manager, or partner. You really don't feel like they're unapproachable. Like everyone is just so kind.
Yeah, honestly, I want to add to Alex and Shamanthi. Honestly, like MNP is like a big family in all Canada. We run businesses. We help family businesses to operate from A to Z, because sometimes like you are everything for them. You're the lawyers, you're the accountant, you're the tax professional. So that's how we operate to assist like small, medium businesses. Also big businesses that also in Canada that they need our assistance. So that's also, it's a lot of diversity, a lot of inclusion. Our team is like a lot of mix. We have like from all kind of countries. That's also, you don't feel any differences between anyone else. So we have bilingual, we have francophone people, we have anglophone people. So we're always open, we always balance it out. We have the work-life balance. That's really important. I mean, honestly, it's like totally big factor from any other firms to have life beside your work, especially in accounting firm. It's really important to focus on that once you want to like choose the accounting firm you want to work with. With quality to client services, that also like one of our top thing we focus on, because we always want to, you know, provide our clients the best service ever. So honestly, like really the atmosphere at MNP is really like perfect accounting firm to work with, honestly.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. All right, so this slide will cover MNP Fit, ways to connect, and our streamline approach. So with regards to the first point, we're really looking to make sure that you are the right fit for MNP and that MNP is the right fit for you. Our team always says that our coffee chats and interviews are more of a, hey, how are you, rather than a, hi, who are you? Fit is one of the most important factors that MNP considers during the recruitment process. So we're looking for well-rounded students. So to us, that is a balance of being personable and having good communication skills, as you'll be working closely with other MNP members and clients. I will point out that academics do reflect technical abilities and skills. And so we're looking for students with a B+ average and up. And although academics are important, grades are not the only thing that we consider. So we also look at if you're involved in any extracurricular activities, such as being a part of a club or the accounting association at your school, as well as any past experience working for an accounting firm within Canada. Typically 4 months is enough time to gain that relevant experience. For the next point, ways to connect, please do not hesitate to connect with us on LinkedIn. Our team strongly encourages you to use this platform, as it is a great way to connect with other students and designated professionals. Lastly, MNP has a streamlined approach when it comes to the recruitment and interview process, where we usually meet with you in a coffee chat or at one of our events similar to this. And then if we believe that you are a good fit for MNP and vice versa, we would be more than happy to push you forward to interview with one of our service lines. As I mentioned before, we really want to get to know you and make sure that the person to organization fit is there. In our coffee chats, we always ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself. So don't be scared to tell us about your background, work experience, and what you do on your spare time. The best advice that I can give when connecting with anyone is just to be yourself. In the end, this will benefit both yourself and who you are connecting with, because it allows us to get to know you on a more personal level and to really create that relationship. All right, so in the next few slides, you will see the opportunities that we currently have open for US corporate tax and cross-border individual tax. I could put these links in the chat box once we move on to the Q&A portion. But here you will see 2 full-time permanent roles in Montreal. On the next slide, you will see 2 4-month internship opportunities in Montreal. Whoops, I went too far. In Montreal as well. And then the 1 4-month co-op opportunity at our Toronto office. We also included a little note at the bottom, but please ensure that you submit a copy of your resume and also your transcripts when applying to any of these roles. Last but certainly not least, I would like for our reps to unmute their mics and introduce themselves, and then we can dive into Q&A and networking.
Hey, sure. Thanks, Erin. So, yeah, my name is Alex. I'm a senior manager in the US corporate tax group out of Montreal. I have about 10 years of tax experience. I started my career at a Big Four firm in Montreal. Sorry, my cat is he's having a problem here, but so yeah, so I started at a Big Four firm. I started in audit and tried that out. Then I switched to US corporate tax, and it was a really interesting rotation, and I really liked it. So I decided to stay full-time in the US corporate tax group. Stayed there for several years, and then I got a phone call from someone that I knew, who I used to work with, and they made the switch to MNP. I didn't really know much about MNP, but he explained to me what MNP was doing and you know, how they're growing across Canada. You know, I said, wow, that sounds like a really nice firm. So I came over to MNP. It's been, I think, about 15 months since I've been at MNP. And the difference is stark between a Big Four firm and a firm like MNP, because at a Big Four firm, everything is very specialized in tax. So, you know, if you deal with a certain problem, you're just going to deal with that day in and day out. But at MNP, you have to be a bit more nimbler. So you see a more of a variety of problems, complex problems. You know, I don't think that I can count many days at work where I was bored or not challenged. I mean, everything, the questions that pop up are very stimulating, partly because we have a unique practice. We deal with inbound and outbound US corporate tax matters. So a lot of Canadian companies investing in the US or European companies investing in the US, and they need guidance on structuring their US tax activities, and of course with their compliance burdens. But we also have the flip side of US companies doing business in Canada, and they need help with their structuring and compliance burdens from that angle. And that's something that you don't really see at a Big Four firm, because again, it's so specialized that if you're in Montreal, you're just going to see inbound. You're just going to see Canadian companies doing business in the States. And if you're working out of Big Four firm in Atlanta, you're just going to see outbound. So MNP has a unique position in the market to see both sides, which is, it's not easy to find another firm like that. And we have a lot of strong resources in this field. So, you know, anyway, I can get into it later, but that's basically my background in work. But professionally, I have a Canadian CPA. I got that because That was the program I got hired for at the Big Four firm. And then I got my US CPA. Actually, I reached out to Sylvie. I've known Sylvie for many years, so she helped me get in touch with Becker, get the program stuff. And I got my US CPA designation, passed the exams. And then I pursued a master's in tax. So that sort of circles the wagon. And I can vouch that Morgan does a really good job to prepare you for the US CPA exams, because I've done it with them.
Yeah, I can jump in. Hello guys, my name is Subia Esquire. I used to be one of the participants at Morgan. I moved to Montreal to study accounting in 2016. I started at Concordia. I did my accounting degree there. Then after I graduated, I was like looking between like doing my CPA.
Are you? I hear like an echo. Is that on my end too?
No, it wasn't on yours. Subi, I think maybe you're signed into two device, or maybe you're close to one of your colleagues. Usually that's what happens where you're close to one another. Are you alone at home or?
Yeah.
Is your mobile also signed in? It disappeared.
I could go in the meantime.
I think he's trying to disconnect. So.
Yeah, so maybe Shamanfi.
Good now.
Oh, you're little.
Yeah, perfect. So
Yeah.
we can hear you well.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I joined Concordia. I finished my my accounting degree. Then I was like confused, like what to do, the US or Canadian CPA. Then I met a mentor at school. He was doing the US CPA. Then he introduced me to Sylvie, and then like she helped me with the process, like with the translations of like my document transcripts, finding the right state where to apply to, and then got me connected to Becker. I got the material, I started studying, and that really helped me a lot by getting into an accounting firm. I joined a really prestigious boutique firm in Montreal. They honestly like hired me because like I was involved in the US CPA process as a US tax associate. That's really like made me enter the market. And also the firm was able to give me a lot of guidance, a lot of background, a lot of assistance to pass the CPA exams. Also with Becker, like honestly, I only did Becker. I did it from A to Z. I followed all the steps. I listened all the videos. I basically did like the whole process that was, you know, advised by Sylvia and Becker team, and I was able to pass all the exams. It wasn't easy. I can guarantee that, guys. Like it's not something easy. You need to work a lot for it. You need to dedicate time. You need to focus. You need to take notes. You need to be smart about how you're studying. It's not only like putting the time. You need just to know how to study the material. So that's really what's important at my career. Then I passed my exams. Then at that time in 2021, MNP acquired the business of Deloitte in Quebec region for like the tax practice. So they were hiring aggressively, and I had my CPA at that time. So I was able to join MNP as a senior associate at that time. I was able to work on a lot like corporate, individuals, partnerships. I had a lot of exposures on many tax aspects, especially in the US and cross-border between Canada and the States. And then I was promoted to manager. The title helps a lot, guys. Like it's gonna open a lot of doors for you. So promotion-wise, negotiation-wise, like you can find whatever you want. What's your passion with this title? That's from my personal experience. So at honestly MNP, you learn a lot. We're working on a lot of type of clients, small, medium, big, individuals, high net tax individuals. We do partnerships. So honestly, it really explore my experiences in US tax, in the US practice. And now like whoever asks you, like anyone, family, friends, members, just ask you questions about taxes, like you know it on top of your head. So it's something good to have in your personal career. I've only been like 5 years now as in the tax field, and I guess the US corp tax field has a lot of opportunities, has a lot of room to develop, and we always need people. So it's a niche market, better salaries, competitive, a lot of opportunities. You always have work, so a lot of relax to settle down. So I really recommend everyone to take this career and to work on it because it's pretty doable. If I did it, you can do it, guys. So best of luck.
Hi, my name is Shamanti. I'm a manager in cross-border individual tax. So Alex and Subi are on the corporate side. I'm really on the individual side. I've been in cross-border individual tax for 6 years. What does it entail? It's not just US, it's also a little bit of Canadian. We prepare US and Canadian individual tax returns. But the beauty of being in cross-border individual tax is that we also get to touch a little bit of trust, a little bit of partnerships, a little bit of corporations. We see the individual side of all of those little things. I love MNP. I came to MNP a year ago, a little over a year ago, and I really came here for the opportunity to learn and grow. I felt like where I was before, my learning was starting to slow down a little bit, but once I've joined MNP, I continue to learn every day. There's an abundance of learning to do, and the type of clientele is also very diversified. So you get a lot of exposure to different things. Going back to Alex's point about when you work at a big four, you really have to stick with like a specific specialty. But when at MNP, I'm so sorry, because you get to see so many different types of clients. You get exposure to so many different situations, so many different types of clientele, different forms, different filings, different filing requirements. You never get bored. You're always being challenged, and the team is wonderful. I'm always learning. I learn a lot from the US corporate team, but yeah. Oh, also, I'm sorry. I just started my US CPA with Becker 2 weeks ago, so I'm like at the beginning of my academia.
Wait, are you doing the courses now? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
If you need help, let me know.
Yeah, I actually think the way the information is presented is so well. It's so clean. It's so well structured. I'm really enjoying the process, so I highly encourage all of you to go with Becker, because like I did try the Canadian CPA, and I didn't follow through with it because I didn't have a good experience. So in comparison, I have to say that I'm having a much better experience with the way the setup is. Yeah.
Good. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I guess now we can jump into our Q&A and networking session. I can manage the chat. I'm not sure if the participants can unmute themselves or if the questions have to go into the chat, but we'll see how it goes.
I believe they can unmute themselves, or if they can't, they can raise their hand and I'll unmute them.
Okay, sounds good.
Maybe
Would you
we can
like
start
me
with.
to read the questions that are there now? Okay, so we have a question from Anna El Bouzidi. She says she's looking for a summer internship in an accounting firm. She's a third-year accounting student at Laurentian University in Canada. Can you help?
So for this question, I'm not sure if there are any summer opportunities within US corporate tax or cross-border, but I'll definitely include the links to the job postings that I showed before. But jobs come up, so I suggest just taking a look at our campus careers page as well. They may not be up right now or available, but I would still keep an eye out just in case.
She says she lives in Canada, Ontario.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Good to know.
The other question is from an anonymous attendee. I have a bachelor's degree and cleared 3/4 of the CPA exam. I want to get into US tax, but not getting even interviews. Rather, organizations are selecting students without any US tax knowledge and pursuing CPA.
Wow. Well, I mean, we've hired people with no US tax experience, like who came out of school and we just hired them. So, you know, I recommend you keep applying.
I also, sorry, I'm not working for MNP, but I also recommend that because there's a lack of US CPA in Canada. That's why we're here, right? And a lot of them will train you. They will, a lot of US tax department will take you as an intern and train you.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
actually started as a co-op with zero tax experience, and I came in as in the US side, and I learned everything from scratch. I knew the Canadian side from school, but learning wise in Canada, you do start with no US tax experience. Yeah.
You have to. You don't have any other options though.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then next song. Hello everyone. Are there currently any internship opportunities offered by MNP in audit and insurance, assurance?
Yeah, like I said, audit and insurance is kind of like our bread and butter. So I feel like we always have open opportunities. Like I said, just check out our campus careers page because I know that there's a lot of like full-time opportunities, co-op, and it kind of depends on when your co-op term is as well. So your best bet is to check our campus careers page. And I can put the link to that in the chat box as well.
Next question is from Karen. Hi, was curious to know which practice areas would you prefer someone who has already completed their US CPA and is currently pursuing an MBA and subsequently would like to work at the firm by mid-2024? Also, what would be the ideal way to go about applying I am eligible for a 4-month co-op program, which allows me to work in full-time positions too. Thanks. So there's two parts to the question.
Oh, sorry, I was just rereading the question. So again, the best way to go about applying, I would say, is through our campus careers page. I know that our HR team goes through each individual resume by hand. So I would say that that's your best bet. There's no computer or any type of system that kicks you out. So I would definitely say to apply through our campus careers page. And I'll put that in the link right now as well.
The next question is from Rimsaben. I have completed a master's in advanced accounting and currently I am enrolled in global business management in Canada. Can I be considered?
Hi, everyone. I know Aaron introduced me, and I apologize that my camera is off. Just stepped away for a second, but wanted to come in and just comment on this. So my name is Julia. I was on the original slide. I'm the senior manager here for campus recruitment. And I know there's a lot of questions about individual situations and, you know, asking if you qualify specifically for particular roles. I would say that as long as you're interested in the role, definitely throw in your application. As Aaron said, we review each individual application by hand. And the most important thing is about making a connection. So if you see us at an event, whether that's a campus event or one like this, feel free to follow us on LinkedIn and connect with us so that we can put a face to a name. And then that way, when your application comes through, there's a bit of recognition there, or we can, you know, take a look at your name and see that we've already seen it in another event or another connection. Now, the other thing that you can do is send us a resume directly. So if you want to get in touch, our emails are all on our LinkedIn profiles, or simply use our first and last name with a period in between at MNP. So if you want to get in contact with us, for instance, my name would be my email, would be julia.moscow@mnp.ca, and feel free to send the resume and transcript directly.
I have two people that raised their hand. I'm trying to find them in the list here. Okay, Hamran. Asked to unmute.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Hi, Amran.
I actually so sorry. Actually, I had to work, so that's why I want to ask a quick question. Like, I have done a bachelor's from my home country, India, and right now I'm in Canada and pursuing post-graduation certificate in accounting. And like, I want to pursue US CPA, and I'm planning to go for another course, advanced accounting. So, will it be worth it to go for advanced accounting if I have to go for CPA US Canada? Sorry, CPA US, CPA US, CPA US. So sorry.
I
Trans
think it's hard to understand.
Transfer the Canadian CPA to US, you mean? Or
No, actually, I'm saying like I am right now doing a post-graduation certificate in accounting from Canada. So will that give me some credit points for US CPA? I have a bachelor's degree. I've completed that, and now I'm pursuing post-graduation in accounting from Canada. So will that have any credit points for US CPA?
I
Okay,
don't know, the
so
US CPA is totally different exams. So like they're separate from any exams you do in Canada. Is that you're asking, like if you're taking any courses in Canada?
Yeah. That is what I'm asking.
No. So the CPA exams totally separate exams. You do it with the city, like with the center at the exams is totally governed by the government. It's like the
AICPA.
state board. So it's not something you can do it at a university or something you can do it like outside that prometric centers. It's only governed by the government.
All right. And in case, suppose if we get an internship or co-op in MNP, so will it guide us towards CPA US or CPA Canada?
We accommodate both, I would say. You know, like if you're interested in doing US CPA, we can guide you with that. If you're doing Canadian CPA, if you want to work in assurance or audit, we can also like guide you with the Canadian CPA too. Yeah.
But just a note on that, like if you go into a US corporate tax or cross-border tax, it's important to become a US CPA just to be eligible to be on a power of attorney, right? To represent clients before the service or Internal Revenue Service. You have to be like a lawyer, enrolled agent, or US CPA. So that's something just to also consider.
Okay. So that means like if I like my interest is in audit and insurance. If I apply for an internship in MNP, so it will guide me for both US CPA and CPA Canada, right?
Okay, so Arman, if you need guidance on what to study, when it comes to the US CPA, you can email us at Morgan International. I've shared my email several times, but I'll share it again with you. And we can guide you for what's required for the US CPA, and we can also send you the link to the people that can help you with the Canadian CPA.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. We have Minal Jain, who also would like to ask a question. Minal, you can talk.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Hi, Mina.
Hello, hi everyone. So I'm an immigrant from India and I moved to Canada 6 months ago. And I have cleared 3 out of 4 exams of US CPA, including the regulation exam. And I have been actively looking for opportunities within the US taxation, but unfortunately, I am unable to get any opportunity. So I just wanted to understand that if I want to get into this field, how do I start being an immigrant? Because I have seen that corporations are hiring students from universities directly, and me being an immigrant, I don't get that kind of an opportunity. So how should I start and what should I do to get into US taxation?
Well, it's funny you say that because when I was going through recruitment out of university, I applied 4 years in a row and I didn't get an offer for 4 straight years. But you know, you just keep applying, you keep going to events, you keep meeting people, and you know, it worked out. So I hope you keep that up, and you know, don't discount your chance of getting hired.
Also, from my experience, like I was also in the same situation. I couldn't land a job immediately in US tax. So sometimes like you could find something in accounting, in bookkeeping, in audit, or like any something related. Then once you have like this Canadian experience, would say maybe it will make it easier for you to switch to US tax department. So that's also like a something you should consider, honestly.
Okay, thank you so much.
Wow.
Now there is a Tangent Singh who has a question. Tejendra Singh, sorry. You're
Hi.
unmuted. Hi.
Yeah, I know it's too long name. I know, right? So yeah, you can call me Tej. Hi. So like right now I'm in process of registration with CPA USA. So actually I had a dilemma to register with CPA Canada or CPA USA. So finally I have decided to go with CPA USA. So my question is that how does MNP support the individuals who are at the beginning stage of their US CPA journey, and like including those who may be interested in pursuing both CPA Canada later on? So yeah.
Well, that's a good question. I mean, because I did the Canadian CPA first, then got my US CPA. I don't know about doing US CPA first, then Canadian CPA. I think it's I think the CPA order, Canada order, makes it difficult to do that. That's a good question, to go US CPA then Canadian CPA.
Yeah, because I have actually last year completed CISA and CIA, and actually had planned to pursue this CPA Canada or the CPA USA. So right now I have decided to go with CPA. So yeah.
Well, yeah.
I can answer that
Yeah.
if you want. When you have the US CPA, in order to get the Canadian CPA, you have to go live in the US and work as a US CPA for 1 year. Then you're allowed to take a reciprocity exam. So basically, the Canadian CPA Institute doesn't make it easy because, you know, but it's not that hard to go work in the US as a US CPA, though they need US CPAs, but this is what you have to do.
Oh yeah. No, I get it. But my question is different, that, you know, like I got CPA US now. Now I'm on individually, I'm pursuing a CPA Canada. So how MNP is supporting that as well? Because with the same, wherever the topics are same and subjects are same, I'm planning to grab my grip on that. And you know, like I want to save time over there. So I just want to know how MNP helps individual on that path.
On the Canadian
MNP
CPA,
will, yeah, MNP will support you, and like they can give you like some time off to study for exams. Like we had one person who was taking their exams, and they requested some time off to study. That's one of the ways that MNP will support that. I don't know, Subi, like when you took your exams, did MNP like give you like a coaching buddy?
Yeah.
I wasn't at MNP when I finished my exams, but I would say like from the experience with MNP, yes, like time off, of course, like let's say like anyone has this US CPA will give you tips, mentoring, how to excel the exams, like what to do, the notes, the stuff you need to focus, the chapters you need to focus on. Also, I would say like I guess MNP provides financial services, like they cover the exam fees, professional expenses. So that's something also like to boost your experience at the US CPA. But yeah, like whatever you need, honestly, whatever you need, MNP will accommodate that, of course.
Well, I don't know about whatever you need, but
well, yeah, like professionally, I mean, you know, like
I was just thinking.
US CPA perspective, buddy.
No, still it clarified my questions. Like, you know, so yeah, it clarified. So thank you so much, Sobi and Alex.
Oh.
You're welcome.
hours to complete to get your final designation, right? So you have to demonstrate that. So we have the supporting facility. So say, for example, you do, I believe for Canadian CPA, you have to do a certain number of audit hours as well as others. So you, if, for example, you're in the tax team, but you obviously, if you're part of MNP and you're part of the team, it's in all of our best interest for you to complete your CPA, right? Because it makes you a professional. So if that means you have to get your audit hours, then yeah, it's a discussion to have with the team, right? How am I going to complete this?
Understood. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for addressing this. Thank you. We'll be in touch soon.
We have another question from Eric Wang. You can talk, Eric.
Hi. Hi. I'm currently a US CPA, and I'm just wondering if MNP is currently hiring for anyone who obtained the license from US and I'm interested to find someone to join the team. Are they currently looking anyone who already have a US CPA?
Yeah, I think there's a few postings. I think Aaron posted the postings.
Yeah.
Posted the postings to the chat.
Yeah, I put them in the chat box. So it seems like the full-time roles would apply best to you. So I suggest taking a peek at those. And I see some questions in the Q&A chat box as well, but the only roles that I have submitted to the chat box are either from Montreal or from Toronto. So if you are interested in any other region, then please take a look at our careers page. I also put the link to that in the chat box as well.
Oh, all right. Are they so the people have to be on site, or can they working remotely for the position?
I would say it really depends and varies on the position. I would say just take a peek at the job description. It'll say in there if it's like a hybrid role, if it's completely remote, or if it doesn't mention that, then most likely it'll take place in person.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
I could just add to that point. So in our team, so we're physically located in Montreal, but we have 3 team members that are in Toronto and 1 team member that's in Alberta. So a good amount of our team is fully remote. Actually, the Toronto office, they physically go into Toronto. Like they have an office to go into, but when I say like all together, we're not all in the same, but we're called the Montreal team, yeah.
Yeah, because like currently I'm actually residing in Vancouver. So if the opportunity is actually in Ontario or in Quebec, I probably was thinking about the work from home or working remotely, because I'm not planning to move another province anytime soon at the moment. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
There's another question from Akil. Akil, you can talk. Okay. Akil?
Oh, yes, I was just wondering if I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. It was pretty informative. So my name is Akhil and I'm based out of Toronto. I'm a qualified US certified management accountant and planning to pursue US CPA. So I'm in the process of, getting my documents certified from the New York State Board of Accountancy. So I was really looking at some of the positions at MNP, and I just had 2 quick questions. So one is, since I'm based out of Toronto, would you suggest that I apply positions that are preferably working out of Toronto, or is it okay if I also apply to positions that are based out of Montreal? So that is one. Second is, if I understood it correctly, and if a person gets recruited by MNP, then am I right in my understanding that MNP supports the candidate by maybe reimbursing the education fees or giving them some period of leave for preparation for exams? And lastly, like, what would be the right medium to connect with you guys? Is it on LinkedIn or via email? So yeah, those are the questions that I have. Thank you.
Awesome.
So-
Good questions. Oh, do you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay, sounds good. So for your first question, how you say you reside in Toronto, I would say try to apply to the roles that are for Toronto, unless the ones in Montreal or any other region specify that it is completely hybrid or remote. For your second question, so yes, regards to the CFE and covering costs, I know that we cover to the equivalent of the Ontario PEP program. Not too sure about covering educational costs. We would have to ask our local RHC team about that, or I'm not sure if Julia's still on the call to speak to that. And then, sorry, can you repeat your last question?
Oh, so my last question was like, what would be the best medium to connect with you guys? Is it on LinkedIn or via email?
Yeah, I would say LinkedIn. I put
Yeah.
all of our campus teams' names in the chat box, and then I can also put the presenters' names as well in there. But I would say, yes, it's best to connect with us on LinkedIn. We usually post all of our roles, any upcoming events on there as well. So that's your best bet.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Erin. I'm still on the call, so I, just wanted to jump in here. I don't know what's going on with my camera though. Just in terms of the education piece, it depends on the program really, and it depends on the designation that you are completing. So it really is a case-by-case basis, but I think the best way to respond to that question is just that MNP is very open to covering costs for education, especially for designations that are vital to your particular roles. For instance, if you're in the CPA and pursuing further education, if you're in a role that requires the CPA, of course, MNP is going to support with that piece. Same with the US CPA. If you're working towards the US CPA in a role that requires it, again, MNP is going to help cover the cost of the education and the tasks. So it just depends on your role. And for those roles that we don't have kind of a plan for, we always consider it and just have a conversation to make the best kind of arrangements with our team members.
Awesome. Thank you.
We have a question from Emang Vardan. You can talk, Emang.
Hi everyone. Thank you for the presentation. And I think I've connected with Alex before on LinkedIn. So I am a licensed US CPA thanks to Morgan International, and but right now I'm working in industry, and I'm trying to get into public accounting, especially US taxes. Though I don't have extensive experience there. I work part-time for a cross-border small firm, but so I want to know, like, someone who already has some experience or not in US taxes, what kind of opportunities are there and who should I connect to? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll jump in here. Same as some of the previous answers that would have come from Erin or the rest of our team. I think that the people on this call are going to be your best first step in terms of connection, and then we can triage your resume in terms of the team that would be the best fit for you. So when you send your resume over, make sure that you're including not only your resume, but also your transcript from your completed education or whatever designation that you've completed, just so that we have one package when we go to send it to our hiring leader. They have all the information they need about you. The other piece to include in the email is which role you're after. So if your current experience doesn't align with where you're thinking you want to be within MNP, whatever role you're applying into, let us know. Say, I saw an opportunity for US tax, or I'm looking for XYZ role. It just makes it easier again to triage that resume. If there's a specific posting that you're applying for, let us know in the email as well. And just you can give us the name, the title, and the location is really important as well. Given that a lot of the roles are offered in multiple cities, it's important to know where you plan on physically sitting out of.
Okay, because I connected with, I think, one of the partners in Montreal, and he told me that they mostly look for students who are already, candidates who are already fluent in French. So I think Montreal, that becomes a disadvantage,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and so who could I email to? So just, or should I send it to like a group? Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, so Mira, I don't know if your email is already in the chat box, but perhaps you can provide yours as the contact for Montreal, and we can use yours to triage. And then for those that are looking for opportunities in Ontario or other parts of Canada, can email Aaron. And then Aaron, not sure if your email is in the chat box, but if you could go ahead and do that as well.
Thank you. I'll be in touch with Aaron. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
There's a question from Dev Asisha. You can speak, Dev.
Hi, my name is Dev Asisha. I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia. I just have a quick question about my career so far. I'm in my late 30s, but I have lots of experience in business management, and I've been a small business owner all my life. And I pursued courses. I took courses in CPA Canada, CPA BC basically. But the struggle I have is finding a job in accounting, and with so much diverse experience I have in business management. I do have some accounting management experience as well, but my question really is that what kind of qualities do you look for when you look at a resume? MNP I've applied a couple of times in the past, but never really got through. I just want to see that with my kind of resume, with so many different jobs, what do you really look for in a candidate like mine, like my kind of resume?
Yeah, thanks for your question, Dev. Okay, Alex, maybe I'll hand it over to you for a more kind of specialized approach based on your work group, and then maybe I'll respond based on kind of a broader sense of looking at resumes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for your question. Yeah, so ultimately, like we want to get a candidate that from my experience, we always want someone that is a good team player, certainly that can communicate well. You can almost never over communicate. I've noticed in this field, especially after the COVID, post-COVID world where people are working remotely sometimes, right? You always have to check in on people for their mental health and just check in for work and stuff like that. So those are two items that are really important components. Also, one thing that I've noticed differentiates people that do very well in this field and that struggle is because you're throwing a lot of interesting problems every day. It's almost like you have to be able to learn new things quickly on a daily basis. So being a proactive reader, trying to learn new stuff, those are things that we really try to get in candidates. And what else? Quick learners is really the important thing. Team players, attention to detail, because at the end of the day, we are in tax. And one mistake, and then maybe the form is not filed properly, or use should instead of may, and then everyone freaks out. So attention to detail is really important. I don't know if I missed anything there, but Julia.
Yeah, I can totally jump in. And I'll let Aaron and Mira maybe connect about this as well and chime in here, because our team looks at hundreds of resumes, and sometimes it is just really hard to pick the best candidate, and we try our best. So I would say, sometimes it's just about the connection that you've already made. So a lot of the times candidates will reach out to some staff that they know are within a particular team that they're targeting and say, hey, Alex, do you want to go for a coffee chat? Or, hey, I saw your profile on LinkedIn. My profile aligns with yours, and I'm looking to get into your group. Can we connect? Those little gestures, I think, are really, really important in building a connection with staff before you actually meet them for an interview. I know, Aaron, I heard you say earlier that we want to walk into the interview saying, oh, hey, how's it going? Instead of hi, who are you, right? So having that relationship built prior to connecting is really, really important. And this is one of those opportunities, right? So everyone that's here, like I said, follow up with an email with a LinkedIn request, and we have your name, and we'll keep that kind of on our radar as we go through the next group of applicants. But I would say that is my biggest recommendation, is to connect with us before you're actually applying, so that there is a bit of connection before you even kind of start putting in your application.
Thank you.
Aaron,
That's already
Mira.
really so kind of you to say that, that my name is already on your radar. So that's a really kind statement. But yeah, I'm pursuing my US CPA. I mean, going towards it, but we'll see how it goes. At the same time, I mean, as Alex was saying about the particular qualities that you're looking for. Yes, we have them all, but again, it's just about being able to find that right candidate. And then yeah, I just find it really I have a lot of struggle with with my kind of experience with so much business experience. I've led so many teams, more than 20 team members and managers and everybody, but at the same time it's just always so hard to get into either the big fours or the MNP, or even any so yeah, it's well, and so thankful for that answer, Julia. I'm definitely going to be in touch with all of you. Thank you.
Don't give up, though. Don't give up.
Oh, thank you.
Don't discount your chances.
Oh, thank you again.
We have, sorry, did I interrupt? We have one more person with raised hand. It's Sushan. You can talk, Sushan. Sushant.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. The question is regarding that US CPA. Currently, I'm in India, but I have a Canada work permit. So can I do can I come to Canada? Most probably in March, I will coming back to Canada. So can I do a US CPA from either from the Canada, or do I need to get entered into USA? So most probably my
Sushant, the US CPA, when it comes to studying for the US CPA, it's online, so you can do it from anywhere in the world. When it comes to writing the exams, there are several locations in the world. You can write the exams in Canada, you can write the exams in India, and Morgan International has an office in India as well. So I've shared my email. You can write us an email, and we can, help you, find the right location for you.
Okay, exactly. So just wanted to understand if my H-1B also is in process, and if I entered USA on the H-1B, so will it allow me to do a study on H-1B for the US CPA?
That I don't know. Anyone knows?
For in the States?
No idea.
Yeah, that's a USA immigration or work or.
I only do US federal
authority.
tax.
Like a visitor.
Immigration
The H-1B visa is like a visitor visa, right?
No, it's a work permit.
No, it's a work visa.
Permit.
Oh,
Work visa.
I don't know. I didn't want a visitor visa, so I guess you can do it on a work visa though. So
I think that's an immigration question, though. It's
That's
out of our jurisdiction.
Susie, don't provide immigration advice.
It's a green card question.
Stick to your expertise.
The next question is from Chloe Tang. Chloe, you can talk.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for stay with us at this late. I have a question regarding to, I do have a couple of experiences from other accounting firms, but now I'm just looking for a switch from Canadian CPA to US CPA for my personal reasons. So I do look at the MNP career website. I don't know which role should I apply. And I heard Julia has mentioned before I should put that in the email, saying that I am interested in various roles. Please put me into the right role or the role that fits the needs. But who should I send my resume to? Either hiring, or because I'm in Toronto. Sorry.
Yeah, Chloe, no problem. So I think I think I might have mentioned this earlier. If you're in Ontario, feel free to use Erin's email. And then if you're anywhere in Quebec, Mira is going to be your contact. I would say that, it is really important to still apply online. We do want to track your application and be able to move you through the process. But, based on you being able to join this session, we have a great partnership with Morgan International. We're offering our emails just to give you an additional touch point. So thank you for joining us on today's session. It's something that we don't typically offer, but if you're interested in roles, go ahead and send us an email. Let us know that you're in this session. Let us know which opportunities you've applied for and are interested in, and then that way we can triage it better.
That sounds perfect, because I do look at it. There are a couple of them I'm very interested in. I don't want to have multiple ones up, and then I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Typically, we recommend that our applicants choose a maximum of around 3 postings that they're going to apply into. Then that way, it still looks like you have a bit of a targeted approach, and there's a reason and there's a thought process towards why you're applying to those roles versus somebody that's going to apply to 15 of them. Then it just looks like you're kind of a little bit scattered. Maybe you haven't made a decision on where your career is going just yet, and you're just throwing your resume out to see what sticks. I think anywhere between 1, 3, even 4 roles, shows us that there is some pattern, some thought to what you've decided in terms of your career. It could be a difference in service line. It could maybe be a couple of locations that you're applying into, or just a couple of different roles. So totally up to you, but that would be my approach.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you so much.
We have a question from Kamorudin. You can talk. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for the presentation. It's really I can learn a lot of things. I learned a lot of things from it. I want to ask questions regarding the tax opportunity for the tax filing season. Little about me, I am an international student at University of Windsor, and I'm studying my master's program with specialization in international accounting and finance. I used to work with the Federal Tax Authority back in Nigeria. So my the gap in my profile now is in my career is how to use the knowledge with the Federal Tax Authority in Nigeria to synchronize it with the opportunity in Canadian tax work environment. So what would be your advice? Is it I need to get an internship to understand the Canadian tax system, or how should I go about my career?
Are you seeking any educational certificate, or are you getting involved in any universities in Montreal or in Canada? Sorry.
Yeah, I have actually done my West evaluation because I am so much interested in the CPA Ontario. So I've done my West evaluation, but I still cannot proceed with the CPA until I'm done with my current program, which I'll be done by December. So I've taken steps to make sure that I would not have any delays while I'm done with my program, so that I can continue with my CPA program. Why?
Since you're in the program, I guess you're qualified to apply for jobs. I would say I don't think any issues by not getting into any fields you want in accounting or tax. So I would say I would just apply whatever positions you see you fit in, and just keep trying till you land something. That the first step will be hard. Then after, the change from that step will be even easier after you gain the Canadian experience.
Okay. So is there any opportunity for current student, maybe for for the current tax season?
I guess we have internship or
for the current tax season, are you asking for this tax season from January to April?
Yes, I mean.
So we would have already recruited for and onboarded all of our hires for the busy season. I would say now we're looking to recruit typically for our fall roles. So anywhere between September and October, and then also for January 2025. So definitely keep an eye out for those roles, but I would say to check out the links that I posted in the chat box as well.
Okay. Thank you, Erin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have a question in the chat box from Christiana. What are the biggest differences between US CPA and Canadian CPA?
Hey, wow, it's a good question. Well, the obvious one is if you're a US CPA, you can be put on a power of attorney to go represent a client before the Internal Revenue Service. So that's a big difference right there. But I think that the difference is in terms of careers. I mean, definitely it doesn't hurt to get a US CPA to go into US tax. That usually is most people in US corporate tax, like in our team, I think most people have a US CPA. Canadian CPA, we have a few who have Canadian CPAs, like myself was a Canadian CPA. If you're in Canadian tax, it's very seldom you find a US CPA, I guess. Most of them are Canadian CPAs or lawyers or masters in tax. So I guess it depends what career you're looking for, like what group. But I mean, if you're in Canada, you get a Canadian CPA, that doesn't hurt, right? Because you're licensed in Canada. But a US CPA is international to a degree because you can go to the US, they will recognize the US CPA. If you have your Canadian CPA, then it is world recognized because you can get transfer. You can apply for an Australian CA but you have to do a reciprocity. I guess that's the biggest difference. Yeah. So maybe the US CPA is a bit more transferable. But if you're planning on staying in Canada, then the Canadian CPA is a really good option also. I don't know if that answered your question.
We have a question from Arjit. I am an experienced US tax professional as a part-time senior in Big Four in Canada in US tax remote. I'm currently enrolled in a master's program in Canada and I have completed 3 US CPA exams. Does MNP have any opening for experienced professional for part-time work? And I think Subi wanted to answer that question. Am I right?
Yeah, I can answer. Yeah, I guess that's impressive. She did 3 exams. She's in the master degree because she want to get the 30 credits to get licensed. Yeah, I guess that's something we look for in a resume. And I guess if she can apply and for the positions available in Montreal or in Toronto, that will be a good fit for her.
I just put our experienced hires career page in the chat box as well. So I suggest taking a look at those opportunities. I know we sometimes offer part-time, but also full-time permanent roles. So please take a look at that as well.
There's a question from Anushri Shah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the presentation today. Am I able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my question is, actually, I'm Alberta based, but I was always confused with going with, a lot of people have that, either go with Canadian CPA or go with US CPA. My only question is, if I opt for US CPA, you have to, as mentioned, and I have read about it, that I have to work for a year in US to get my designation. So do you guys help us with that? Or do you guys allow, do you have any opportunities out there in US or working here in MNP in US taxation side would get considered as the same kind of experience?
But that's interesting. You say you have to go work in the US for a year.
Yeah.
It really depends on the state. Like
you have to be physically living in the States 1 year. I asked about it.
I'm
Really?
in Calgary.
Because
Yeah,
I got my US CPA without going to the States.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
yeah, I wanted to do this process. The CPA order wanted me to go physically live in the States for 1 year, working for a US firm. Then you can go back to Canada, establish residency in Canada, and apply for the CPA Canada then. But you need to do the exams and the process and the whole thing, but not the whole exams. I guess like equivalency exams.
This is to convert from US CPA to Canadian CPA.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that criteria is only for doing the conversion exam.
Yes, from US to Canada, not from Canada to US. Yeah.
I think it's easier to do Canada to US.
It depends on the exams you have to do it after. I didn't check about that. So
if I understand correctly, you're asking about if you have the US, the Canadian CPA, and you want to get the US CPA designation, then you only have to write one exam. Instead of writing the 4 US CPA exam, you have to write the US tax exam. That's all.
Okay, and for the other way around, actually, I was thinking of, as it is like a little bit faster, like 3 years instead of 3 years, you just go for a year. You complete your US taxes and then get converted by working in US for a year. No,
that doesn't work. No.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They don't make it easy to get the Canadian CPA. Like you have to go through their process. If you are a US CPA, you can get an easier. I don't know if it's easier, but you have to go live in the US and work as a US CPA for 1 year, and then you're allowed to write a reciprocity exam. So it's not easy for everybody to go live in the US.
Yes. Okay. I get the get the answer. Okay, all right. I will look into this. Anyhow, I have already started for my CPA Canada, but I was still wondering if there is a much faster way. But of course, there's always things take time. And thank you for your answer. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. We have a question. Well, we have many questions. Hello from Sean. Hello, thank you for the presentation. I'm currently in my final semester of my undergrad program at Concordia University. I have not taken any classes related to US tax, as I have been following the path to complete the Canadian CPA. I'm interested in US corporate tax. Would this hinder my eligibility? Also, would it be better for me to apply for a summer internship or a new grad full-time position?
Oh, wow. That's great. Well, if you go get your Canadian CPA, it doesn't disqualify you from getting getting a career in US tax. There's some of us that took that route, maybe because we were confused or we just took our time. But I started off, I went to get my Canadian CPA first because one, I didn't know I wanted to go into US tax. But you get your Canadian CPA, you do your hours, and then it's fairly straightforward to get your US CPA as long as you have to pass that exam like Sylvie was saying, and you have to meet that reciprocity agreement. So like if you're in Quebec, Sean, so then I think for me the CPA Quebec order wanted me to have to write the audit roll. Like that's what they told me. And so I had to write the audit roll to be eligible for them to sign off on my on my letter of good standing. So no, it doesn't disqualify you. But when I look back, if I had not gotten my Canadian CPA, I just went into US tax and did my US CPA, I don't think it would have changed my career at all. Like I don't think it would have changed where I'm at right now. So I guess it's just another 3 letters to have next to your name. I guess that's what it has. And don't feel pressured to get your Canadian CPA it's not a requirement to pursue a career in US tax.
Also, I think it's also about the US tax class. You don't necessarily need to have taken that class to have a role in US tax. I had no US class experience. I think, Subi, did you take the US tax class?
No, I didn't take
No.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But I
you're
highly
both.
recommend you take that class. It's a good class.
Yeah.
Also, I
Even
think the
Chris
instructor at
teaches the
Concordia,
partner.
yeah,
The
a
partner
partner at MNP teaches that class. So it's in your best interest if you want to get your
Yeah.
foot.
So
make
for all
it
those that have
connection.
stuck around to this long, so maybe if you want to build that relationship, take that
I think
class.
ACO 360 was it? What was it?
365?
365. Yeah,
Yeah.
US tax. Yeah.
It's in the evening though, so just weigh those options.
Don't tell him we told you guys.
Okay, so we have another, this one, I think we answered. Yeah, we did. I have completed a master's in advanced accounting and currently I'm enrolled in global business management in Canada. Can I be, we've done this one, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to done this. I think we've done them all. Oh no, this one. I am an accounting student at Asper School of Business in University of Manitoba. I'm actively seeking for co-op opportunities for summer 2024. I was wondering if I could be considered. If yes, should I take it forward?
I would say so long as there are summer opportunities available within the service line that you were looking for, then I would definitely say to apply. I know with our Toronto office specifically, we are full for summer 2024 as we usually recruit a year out, but not sure if any other regions still have openings available. So I would definitely say to refer to our careers page.
Okay. We have another question from Chloe. I'm wondering what is the difference between cross-border taxes versus international corporate tax?
So what was the question? Oh, it disappeared. Okay. Well, cross-border, yeah, cross-border, that's just US and Canada. So we have a expat group. Well, Shamanti's in that group. So she deals with a lot of expats or cross-border personal tax issues. So Canadians emigrating to other countries or US people living in Canada. And then on the corporate side, we have a huge cross-border group in the corporate side because, we have a lot of Canadian businesses that do business in the US, hence the cross-border nature. And we also have US companies doing business in Canada. So it's anytime you have taxation issues that crosses more than one border, it becomes a challenging problem, and because then you have to look at the tax rules of both jurisdictions, and then potentially an offset from the income tax treaty if it applies. And then I think your other question was
international US corporate.
Oh,
or international corporate.
International corporate.
Like US corporate, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's us. Sorry, international US corporate. That's us. So we deal with corporations, partnerships, S corps, and those are basically our practice is international because there's always an international component. Either the business is doing business in more than one jurisdiction, or it has foreign shareholders or foreign partners, or they're just looking to expand in other countries. So I think the difference is cross-border has 2 countries, and international it just deals with it could be 2 or more. But the cross-border tax group in our group, like the expat, that we nickname them cross-border, but they're the US and Canadian International Personal Tax Group. And then the
don't
corporate,
only do expat. We don't only do expat.
they don't. They deal with a lot of interesting
But
situations.
there's a team just for individual side. So, and it's all cross-border. So you'll see everything cross-border for the individuals. Whereas on the corporate side, you really see a split between corporate cross-border versus corporate international.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
There's one last question. I attended 2 years of university in finance and accounting, but now I am reconsidering university path and thinking of doing US CPA through Morgan International Becker. Would I still have the same opportunity to undergo internship in tax/audit?
Of course, yeah. Like university finance accounting background with the intention of doing the CPA, especially with Becker. Yes, of course. That's a candidate we look for, yeah.
Good. We covered all the questions and the raised hands.
Thank you all, guys.
That's it. No other questions? Actually, there's a lot of questions though. That
you want to ask some?
So I think this is the end. Anybody has other questions?
There is Kazim has his hand raised. Kazim.
Why don't I see it?
Good evening, and thank you for the wonderful presentation from everyone. Can you hear me all?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Kazim. Thank you for attending.
Thank you very much. I'm a Canadian CPA. I'm currently with one of the 5 banks, and as a senior financial analyst in the real estate accounting unit. And I'm keen to reconsider tax. I mean, I used to practice tax back in Nigeria, and I moved to the UK to do some in-house tax accounting rules in about 3 companies, one bank, one telecoms company, and another construction company. So I don't know what are the expectations of somebody coming from that background, having gone into accounting for the last 4 years, and then now reconsidering tax. I mean, I worked with PwC and Deloitte doing corporate tax. So I don't know, with those strong backgrounds, how potentially do I start reconnecting back to US tax, especially? Do I start the classes with Morgan and then hopefully, just be expectant that something is going to show up, or until I get that offer? Those are my questions, true concerns. Thank you.
So your question is about like making a career choice, like whether to start with Morgan while you apply for jobs, or apply for jobs and then do your US CPA after.
Okay.
Are you applying for the US CPA, or are you in the process, or?
Well, I forwarded I'm trying to put my transcripts together, which I'm going to forward to a contact there, and then start from there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good starting point, I would say. Once you get into the exams, once you get into the material, you will have like a refresher. You will get some concept of the US tax, the GAAP, IFRS. Like, you will refresh all your memory. Plus, if you have a lot of experience, that's going to make it easier for you to pass the exams, honestly. So once you pass like few exams, then you can start like applying, mention that in your CV, make connection in LinkedIn, like just expand your connection with the accounting and tax professionals. And it's just like a matter of time, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, we were in touch as well with Kazim over the email, and he asked like An interesting question regarding the recognition of the US CPA. So basically, just before wrapping this webinar, it's important to say that the US CPA is considered to be one of the highest accounting designation, not only in the US, but across the globe in more than 180 countries, including Canada, of course. And as a US CPA holder, you will be a member of the AICPA, which is the largest accounting body in the world, and your certification will be recognized globally, and you can utilize it everywhere, of course. So we're talking about a reputable and an important designation that is recognized globally. So I think it's time to wrap up our webinar. It was a long webinar, but it was interesting. Thank you for MNP team. Thank you for your genuine answers and for providing all this professional guidance. And of course, thank you for all the attendees. Now the count has dropped a little bit, but we will make sure to send an email that contains all the information that most of the information that we have covered during our webinar. Basically, like starting tomorrow morning, you will start receiving the emails, and hopefully it was beneficial. And of course, if any one of the attendees do have any question or any clarification that is needed, you can reach us out anytime. We are here to provide you with the answers. And I wish you all the luck on behalf of MNP team and on behalf of Morgan's team as well. And hopefully that you will find the best opportunity to enhance your career path. Thank you again, everyone. I wish you a warm night, and we'll connect soon, hopefully.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you very much,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.